Hello, hello, you chat bastards. Welcome to Star Wars, Star of Defiance, and a very special flashback one-shot episode with just me and the most evil, nice Jedi that's ever existed, Sevvy. And
Evil? What do you mean evil?
listen, the player is quite evil, chaotic, I would say, and the Jedi
What?
less so. So,
Oh my god. I will
um,
have you know that earlier today during my stream when I was playing Dune Awakening, I had a pull up to
oh
see
no,
what type of spice girl I would be because it came up. It's obviously Dune spice, right?
Spice
And
Girl. Okay.
yeah, there was like scary spice, a baby spice, posh spice, sporty spice, and most people thought I was a baby spice because I am innocent and angelic and nice and bubbly.
I think she's actually the most troubled of the four. So maybe that's more accurate than we think.
What? Oh
No,
my
no, don't worry
god.
about that. Don't go look that up. So chat, there you go. We're here with a Baby Spice, apparently today, celebrity appearance.
Oh my
Um,
god, no. No, just no.
and yeah, we're doing something a little special. Drag noodle soup for $2. Why is Erudi bald? I'm not bald. Do you see bald? There's
Mm.
no bald here. I just got a haircut. That's all. Um, trying to sign me out. Roll 20. I don't want to be signed out.
If I
Um,
send you something, can you share it with everybody else?
Probably.
If I send you a picture? Okay.
Let me see what you did. Oops. Hit. Oh, now that you said you didn't do it, I'm actually concerned. Let's see. Oh, come on. What is that?
You have to share it. You promised. I said, can you share it with everybody? You're like, yep. It's like score.
I don't even know why I agreed to that. I hate my life. Hold on. I hate everything. Absolutely
Well,
everything.
I was gonna show people this when we were in Wednesday After Dark, but since Dragon Noodle Soup brought it up, I think it's only fitting that
Bro. God, you even named the file this. What is wrong with you?
it was. I didn't name the file. That's how it was sent to me.
Oh my god, I'm just gonna put it over Moss's and Caleb's boxes. There it is in all its glory. Um, Actually, it kind of looks like I just have a closely shaved head and the hair's dyed white or something, but I don't like the reflection on the front of my head. That is not accurate. That is not accurate.
Oh god. Well, there
What
you
do you?
go.
What are they counting percentages of? Oh, did you put up a poll?
Battery. No, but no. Battery.
Oh, okay, okay. I never know with you. I just never know. I'm gonna get rid of that picture now.
No, Saku says the truth.
No, that is not the truth. That is not the truth. That is nothing close to the truth. Okay, why is this being
Oh no, my
ridiculous?
sound went out. You're gonna have to give me like 57 seconds.
57 seconds? That's awfully precise.
I suppose I could change my audio from here. Hold
Okay, there we go. Now I'm logged in. All right, I don't know what that was doing, but I fixed it because I am a tech genius. But yeah, so we're here for a one shot today. And it's going to be just Sevvy and I. I know, dangerous. And it's going to be a bit of a flashback. You guys unlocked this. Actually, I don't remember for what thing. I think it was for MegaCon.
Yeah, I
But
think so.
was it MegaCon? So yeah, so one of the things that you guys helped with, because you guys always come through for us on this channel, was to unlock this one shot. And we have a list that we're trying to knock out, but this one we've gotten done and it's ready. Um, we're going to find out exactly how Anya got her lightsaber. And no, she didn't just go to the flea market. So, uh, by the way, Erudi, you're officially better than Kermit. You're a better Kermit than the guy who's being paid to voice him. What? That doesn't even make sense, Lynn Green.
Yeah, there's a new dude that was asked to be the voice of Kermit, and it's actually really, really bad. It was all over Twitter today.
Wow. Wow.
Mhm.
All right. Well, I got bad news for you, Sevvy. There are no benefits
Um,
for this stream because it's a one shot.
oh my god. Okay.
So you are all on your own. Chat couldn't pre-help you. They can currently help you for sure. Um, they want to send you force tokens this session. That's perfectly fine. In fact, we'll offer a little flashback special if we fill the bar 3 times, like we do in other streams. But instead of getting just the far-seeing token, you'll get a destiny point. It'll be a nice little perk if they help you back when you get your lightsaber here.
Can we
Um,
say to be more of an incentive if we do it, then everybody in the party gets a destiny token, not just me.
that would be a massive value.
It would be
Hmm.
massive value, which I think would be quite worth it because destiny points are so hard to get.
I suppose we could do that. All right, you twisted
And
my
it
arm.
would benefit everybody. It would benefit Moss, Caleb, and Velrock. So not just me. So it's not like, hey, Sevvy just gets this one benefit for the one shot. It's like it benefits everybody.
Fine. I don't like any of you people, but I suppose this once I'll be generous, and we can allow this happen. No idea how this XP works. I have no idea what anybody's talking about in chat right now. But yeah, so we're doing a one shot. It's gonna be a lot of fun. And we're gonna see exactly how Anya got her lightsaber because we never saw her build that on screen, and what she had to do to get there. Yes, Lindgreen, that's pretty much what's going to happen. She's going to go out and clap her hands and say she really believes in lightsabers, and that's how she'll get one. That is exactly what
Um,
we're looking at.
I'm sure that's not how it works. I have to
It's absolutely
go
not how that
get
works.
I have to go get a light crystal, the crystal, which I'm
Hmm.
sure is gonna be hard to get a crystal, and then after that, then I'll make it. But the hard part, I'm sure, is getting the crystal. So knowing you, you're gonna try to kill me.
I'm not going to try to kill you. Other things might try to kill you, but I certainly will not.
Same here.
Um, so at this point, we can get ready to hop into it. But first, I will thank all of you who have been channel members and supporting. And I see a lot of you out there have the highest level icon you can get right now, which is really cool. That means you've been supporting us for a long time, and we really appreciate you guys and getting those memberships. And for those of you supporting Legend Seeker, you guys keep everything running and letting us bring everything that we bring to you. And because of all of your participation over the last few weeks on liking and doing comments, you guys really stepped it up. There was one video we got like 80 something comments. I was like, wow, that's a lot. Um, we have broken 7,200 now. We're at 7,200 something subs and climbing towards 8,000. And that's because of you guys. So thank you. We really appreciate you. But for this episode, we don't have the other players because this is a one shot with Anya. And so, Anya, during this, so this is taking place before you guys went to the academy, before you went and you saw those like Force Ghosts and things like that, right? Um, so, this is kind of in between during the downtime when you would have been back on the Resurgence and just becoming a Padawan under Master Denia. And so Master Denia, she has decided it's time for you to participate in a Jedi tradition, one of the most that sound. Why do I hear that? Hold on.
Hear what?
I know you don't hear it, but I hear it.
I
I
know, but
hear
like, can you describe it?
it's a ticking sound. It sounds like the sound that you put on the alerts, but there's no alerts on the screen, so I'm really confused
Is
why
it
I'm still
coming
hearing
from
it.
OBS?
Let's see.
Can chat hear it?
I don't know. I can hear it, so they probably can hear it.
Uh,
Um,
let me look.
is it sound effects? Nope, that is Ironscape. Sound alerts. Dude, I
Is
have
it
no idea where that's
content?
coming from. It's happened like 3 times now. You guys don't hear it, so it's just me? All right, I don't know. Weird. Somehow I'm hearing it, even though there's nothing for it. I'll have to figure out why it's doing that. I guess I'm gonna look like a psycho for the rest of this stream until I figure it out. But so yeah, Master Jedha sent you to go build your lightsaber, and to do this, one of the things you have to have is some kyber crystal. And so Master Denia has sent you to a planet called Jedha, which has been known to have some kyber caches. It's also Imperial occupied to a certain degree, so you have to approach with some caution. But you are set down in a kind of a remote area of the planet. Excuse me. And you come by shuttle that is being piloted by Crash. You might remember that droid that was on O'Keefe's ship. But he has been tasked with getting you here and back for your little spiritual pilgrimage here. So as the shuttle descends, and I'm going to read you a description of the planet. So as your ship breaks through the upper atmosphere, the planet of Jedha unfolds below you like a memory of something older than the stars. Pale golden deserts stretch for leagues, carved by time into jagged cliffs and windswept canyons. The once holy city clings to a mesa in the distance, its sandstone domes and spiral towers catching the light like faded relics of a more hopeful age. Even from above, you can feel it, the echo of something ancient and sacred humming beneath the dust. Your landing coordinates are further north into the crystalline wastes, where the force is said to flow through the veins of kyber hidden beneath the stone in silence. So you can make a knowledge galactic lore check to see what you know about Jedi. And let me see if I'll move us over to the maps.
You want me to roll what? Knowledge Galactica? No, Galactic Lore?
Galactic lore, yes.
I rolled the 3, so I got an 8.
Wonderful. You know nothing about this place. But nonetheless, you step out of the shuttle onto the to a mesa peak overlooking the desert, and now have to figure out a way to go. You hear Crash from inside the ship say, "I'll be waiting here for you." Screen is messed up. What? What is wrong with the screen?
Oh, is it because they can only really see, they can't see the rules. Oh wait, hold on. Okay, now they can.
I think it's right now. Yeah, it should be good. I think I just didn't have it full screen. There you go.
Yeah, now it's fine.
Yep, there we
So
go.
what did you say?
So Crash, the droid, says he will wait here for you until you're done. If any Imperials fly into the area or whatever, he'll probably have to take off and disappear for a little bit, but he will be back one way or the other.
Okay. All right. Oh, Avenue Studios just raided us. Hello, raiders.
Hey, what's going on, Avenue Studios? Thank you for the raid. I've seen you guys here.
My original one for my master is blue. My second one is green. So I'm going after the green one now.
Yes.
All right. So I will get off the ship. Wish him good luck. And look around after I get off the ship. I mean, where am I, first of all?
So you are on a kind of an upper cliff that's looking over like some desert area, and you can feel the force kind of humming through everything. But other than that, every possible avenue looks about just the same as any other. Don't really have any clues or indicators as to which way you do need to go.
Okay. What if I connect with the force? Would that be able to tell me something in terms of like a
Use the force
location.
check. Reaching out with
Yeah,
your feelings might be useful.
okay, I'll do that.
S- ch-
33.
Oh wow, you always do well on those checks. All right. So yeah, so you feel it through the force, and you feel almost like something stir inside of you, like it's calling to you and speaking to you. And while nothing pops out to you visually, you can't help but feel that kind of due north, something just feels right about going that direction.
Okay, I will head north.
Um, and you said you got 33. You also sense that there are potentially several force sensitive locations and maybe even a force sensitive creature somewhere else.
Okay. Do I sense negative, like the dark side of the force with that creature, or just that they're force sensitive?
Just that they are force sensitive.
Okay. I will approach cautiously to the north and I will roll perception to keep an eye out for danger.
Somebody asked what a kyber crystal is. I'll explain that in a second. Look at what she
I
rolled.
rolled 31.
Yeah, you take a look out there to see if this creature is nearby, this being, but you don't see anyone out there. It looks pretty desolate. Um, you don't even really see any stirring wildlife at the moment. Did you just mute yourself?
Oh, yeah. There's like no birds then at all? Because then that would be concerning if there's not even like birds like flying or any noises at all of anything. Let me just move this. Hold on. Trying to get
Nothing that you
like,
visually see. You hear the occasional like scuttering of things out there. Like it's a pretty arid environment. Most of these creatures are probably prone to be very still, soaking up the sun, staying in shade, that kind of thing.
hmm.
Or if they are out
I
flying,
will
they're probably on the hunt, and you don't see anything like that currently.
Okay, well, I will keep moving and I will roll stealth so I can move quietly through the desert. And I rolled a 19. Well, I
All
keep
right.
an eye for things that might jump out at me and attack me or traps.
All right, you find a pretty decent walkable path down the side of this cliffside and down into kind of the desert area below. Um, and the arid wind kind of whips in your face, and there's kind of like this crystalline dust that's in the air that occasionally blows into your face. And you were warned about this, so Master Denia would have sent you with some goggles to put on to protect against this. But
Oh, I
still,
have
even
just the thing.
oh no. No,
I'm ready.
no, they don't quite. No, they don't quite look like that.
No,
But
they look like this. I have my goggles. Keep going.
my life. Yeah. So the wind buffets that against you. You can feel kind of like the grains of it hitting your goggles, and occasionally even nicking your skin a little bit, but not in a way that draws any blood or anything. But you can just feel it. It's very rough and coarse. And as you're heading down this way, you go probably, we'll say 25, 30 minutes through these canyons, kind of winding towards.
Skak suddenly wonders where these goggles went. Well, let's face it, Anya probably took them.
Actually, I like that too. I think that's really funny. Yeah, these are Skax goggles. These are definitely
Yeah,
Skax goggles.
yeah, these are Skak's goggles. Like Anya's just. Hmm.
That's amazing.
Oh, my hold
Um,
on. My face it feels a little bit rough with the sand. Let me just put some cream, some lotion. Okay. All right. I think I'm good to go.
wow. Um, you know what? Give me. Actually, you probably were taught about this. So, to answer the question, what is a kyber crystal? It is so when you make a lightsaber, it's a very special type of crystal that has to be used. They're force attuned crystals that are extrememly rare, and they're typically found in deep caverns or temples. And sometimes they'll even call out to Jedi's during their gatherings. And they're usually colorless when you find them, but the color becomes influenced by the force user that finds them. Um, and each of the colors kind of has a different meaning in legacy lore, which is what we care about. Blue means that you're sort of a combat and protection type person. Green is like you're more into like mastering the force and showing diplomacy. Um, Purple is kind of walking the balance of light and dark and having like a unique perspective of the force without actually like being dark side and actually falling down in that trap. Yellow are the Jedi Sentinels. They're kind of experts at infiltration, hunting Dark Jedi. Um, White is only Ahsoka, and it's supposed to represent the crystal being purified. I think that was kind of weird. What? What?
I'm just laughing because you're like, it's only Ahsoka.
Yeah, there's nobody
Like,
else I can
I
think
can
of.
tell how you feel. I can tell how you feel by that.
It's
So,
it's
like,
it's a very questionable lore period, like right towards the end of Lucas, handing everything over, and I don't know if he was in his right mind on some of that, but anyways, that does exist according to Legacy, and then Red, of course, is made by what's called bleeding a kyber crystal, and that's usually through hatred and domination of the Force, very dark side oriented. So that's what a kyber crystal is. They're very rare and essential for what she's about to do. So, Master Denia had reached out with the Force using her meditations and sensed that their crystal that was going to be destined for Anya was going to be on Jedha. And so that is where she is.
yep.
Um, yeah, I think the bleeding thing was also very Clone Wars era with Filoni and stuff. Crystals were a lot simpler before the Clone Wars became a thing on TV. I'll just say that. I prefer the older, um, less spiritual thing that he started doing with it. But yeah,
Makes sense.
so you are heading down this desert. Oh yeah, the one kind of black crystal. Yeah. Um, they start really going out there with it later on. But yeah, so you're going down this desert path for about 25 30 minutes, so being very stealthy, kind of keeping to the rocks and keeping your face covered from like the crystalline mist and winds that are flying about. I'm actually gonna have you let's see, you are walking along when those winds suddenly pick up. They become very heavy, and the crystalline dust seems to really kick up, and like big clouds, it starts obscuring your vision. Um, and now you're kind of having a hard time navigating the canyons a little bit. So I'm going to have you make two different rolls for me. I would like you to make me first a survival roll to see if you're able to navigate through this storm.
Um, hold on. I have okay. All right. Survival, you said. Okay. 13.
Okay. You think you're going in the right direction and that everything's okay, but you're not entirely sure. This has been very disorienting for you, but your intuition, you think you're doing all right. The second thing I want you to do is make me a perception check at -5. Um, and for this,
12.
okay, well, I was gonna say for this, I forgot to say at the beginning. For this flashback, you get 3 temp force points, but
Oh,
12 is good enough.
okay.
So don't have to worry about that. So as you're traveling, at one point you're kind of looking around, and the wind is like whipping in your face, and like the particles are like pinging against your goggles or Skax goggles. He's gonna be really upset. They're gonna be scratched when you get back. Um, But you look up and there's a moment where like the dust sort of parts a little bit and you can kind of see clearly up on this like cliff face. And you see sitting on the cliff face, like under the protection of some rock, this furry looking like little almost like rabbit like creature. But it's more like small dog size. It's got a long furry tail and long floppy ears and big like innocent looking eyes. And it's like watching you from the cliff face. And then like the dust buffets in front of your face again, and then when it clears again, that nook where it was sitting is gone. It's not there anymore.
Um, I will call out to it. I will say, what did you say it looked like?
It looks kind of like a I actually have an image of this. Hold on, I can give you. But it looks sort of like a elongated, dog-sized rabbit creature, but with a long furry tail. Now I have a
Like a
good one.
Majib?
Kind of. Here, I'll show you one. I got one right here. Except for the one you're
Desert
seeing.
rat?
The one you're seeing right now is I know what the Muad'Dib is. Open this up. The one you're seeing, I'm going to show you a picture of one, but the one you're seeing is white looking. It's not going to look exactly like this. Let's see. I'm going to put this in a handout. We'll call this unknown creature. It's going to look like this.
Oh, it's so cute. What can I roll to determine what type of creature it is?
That would be a galactic lore -5.
Okay. Galactic lore -5. Roll 6.
Wait, did something weird happen with the screen? Yeah, so did you see what just happened on the screen? I don't know what that was about. What did you get? You got a 20 or you got a 6. So okay. Yeah, you have no idea what that thing was. But you're not even sure if it was really there. I mean, it was there, but then the kind of the wind went by and it was gone, and maybe it was real, maybe it wasn't.
Okay. I will keep moving and keep an eye out to see if I see any more creatures or anything like that. So let me roll if I have to roll another perception or not.
For right now, you don't because we just did one. But you continue ahead, and the sandstorm begins to die down just a little bit, and you're able to kind of like walk without putting your hands in front of your face anymore. And you're looking around, and you can see that you've kind of come to like an edge to where if you need to go any further, you're going to have to climb down this cliff face. And it's a pretty decently steep climb, but there are enough handholds and stuff on there that you could probably scale it with only moderate difficulty.
Okay, I guess I'll do that.
So this would be a climb check, unless you have some other way of doing this.
Mm, I could move object myself to the ground. I mean, how?
Move object yourself?
Yeah. Or I can sit on a piece of rock and move that object down to the ground.
Move object your oh. Allow character to hurl object. One character or object within 12 squares and within line of sight.
Look at my feet, man. Just saying.
Around. Allow character to hurl objects dealing damage to them by strict or rigid rules. The size of the object determines as an optional rule can link. Doesn't say you can't, so okay. Um, let's see. That cliff face is. Do how many squares? 12 or 6?
Well,
So it would take you turns to move yourself down there. So yeah, you can use move object on yourself. Go ahead and roll it, and then you just have to maintain concentration on it as you slowly fall to the bottom.
yeah.
No, there's no creature on my head.
I mean, it's a toupee. It's not a creature.
Oh my god.
What would the climb check be, by the way? Like, how hard would it be?
Um, it is a DC 15.
Do I climb or do I use the forest? Nope, I'm just gonna climb. I don't know if I'm gonna need the move object one later, so I'm just gonna climb and give you 2 checks on that. And my first climb check fails.
Ooh, and you failed by 5. That's not great. Um,
Okay, hold on. Can I use
yes,
a far seeing token on this?
it's up to you. Yeah, but you can use a Farsing token.
Okay, I'll use a far seeing token. Shit. Okay. I should have just used the force. This is so fucking lame. Please be fucking
The same thing. Oh my god.
okay.
All right. So you start climbing down, and you accidentally you reach for a rock that you thought was a good handhold, and then you slip because these
Yep.
rocks can be a little bit slippery. They got crystalline portions in them, and you
Should
begin
have
to
used the force.
fall. Make me a. Let's call this a acrobatics check. Wait, is there acrobatics in this?
Yes.
Okay, perfect.
I'm gonna use a force point on this.
Drop my camera for 1 second.
Yep. All right. That's better. 23.
All right, so you begin to fall and you hit the wall a couple times and scrape your shoulder and stuff, and then right before you start to get to the bottom, you grab like a jutting out tree branch and begin falling, and the tree's pulling out by its roots, and then you dangle right below the bottom, kind of slamming against the wall pretty hard. You're gonna take 1d6 bludgeoning damage.
Oh my god.
6.
Oh my
It
fucking
was
god. All right.
it was a pretty long fall.
Yeah.
Um
Could have been worse. Okay,
and
next time I'm just gonna use the force. None of this climbing business for me anymore.
Well, it's about to get a little bit worse for you. Give me 1 second here. Where are you, Anya?
What do you mean it's gonna get worse?
So I'm gonna put you right here. And then, so as you're dangling there, and you're thinking to yourself, "Oh, I should have just used the force," and trying to find a spot to get your feet situated so you can finish the last small bit of this climb. You hear something kind of stir some of the rock and gravel down below, and you hear a low kind of guttural growling sound.
What?
When you look down, you see this thing um, kind of slink out between some rocks and is now pacing back and forth, its tail twitching and looking at you hungrily.
I don't. Oh. Oh my god.
This thing looks like it probably is powerfully built and is made for this environment, being able to leap, maybe even climb walls, that sort of thing. So, what would you like to do?
How far am I from the ground?
You're about 10 feet away from the ground.
Uh, all right. Of course.
If somebody buys Anya a force token. We will give an Anya mid-drift reveal this episode. That is fair.
I'm going to.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, I'm going to blind it.
Okay, so you're going to use the force power blind?
Yeah.
Go ahead and give me a roll on that.
Oh, I can use a force point to use it as a free action. To use as a free action, and then I have an action after this. Yes, I'll do that. Okay, 39. Now this
Wonderful.
is a swift action instead. It's not blind. Should I still roll for initiative or no?
Yeah, go ahead and roll, but we're going to use this roll that you already did.
Okay. I mean, I don't think I rolled, but that's okay.
Oh, did you already roll your initiative?
No, that's what I was saying. I didn't.
Oh, go ahead and roll it. All right, so that works out. So as your free action, you reach out to the force, and some of that same like dust and grit that's been like buffeting you for the last 45 minutes of your journey, you then turn on this creature, and even though it's technically kind of built for this environment, the force of it happening with you using the force to do it is so much that it wasn't prepared for it, and it is now flat-footed, and you currently have concealment from it as it kind of like shakes its head and like raises its paw, swatting at like the swarm of dust and debris.
Okay. So I will then use my action to climb down.
Okay. You finish your climb down the 10 feet.
Yep. Because I'm assuming that's my action, right? And then I will move.
You only have 10 feet to go. You can actually accomplish that with your movement, I think.
Oh, okay.
But if you need to move, then yes, you would need to downgrade your because if you want to move further, you're gonna have to downgrade your action to movement. So you'd have 2 movements.
Okay. So I have 2 squares to go. Is that what you're saying? Okay.
So if you are you doing 2 movements or 1 movement?
I'm doing 1 movement.
If you have 1 movement, then yes, you got 2 more squares you can move, and you'd still have your action.
Okay.
And while you're doing that, we did have 2 membership renewals. Michaela for 16. Oops, hold on. Apparently, I'm allergic to Michaela. Member for 16 months, you said, "You're welcome, Fed Erudi." And then Lynn Green for 9 months said, "Be nice to Erudi." You know what? I don't want to finish that one. No, don't you look.
Okay. I will move here. And then I will downgrade my action to take out my lightsaber.
Okay.
And then because then I use blind as a free action, then that means I can still use my swift action to turn it on, right?
Yes.
Okay, so I'll do that. So I'll take it out and then turn it on, and that'll be my turn.
All right.
Hey, history.
The strange alien cat creature continues like swatting at the mist or whatever, and it charges at what it thinks is you and pounces against the wall where you just previously were, breaking off a big chunk of rock Your first clue to this thing probably having a very powerful swipe. Um, and its head kind of hits the rock a little bit, and it shakes its head and growls menacingly as it looks around and starts sniffing the air, trying to find you. Then it'll go back to you.
All right. Here, 6. I could. So I'm right here. So I could attack it and then it's still blind. I will attack it.
All right, it is considered flat-footed, so its reflex defense will be a little bit lower.
0.5.
That's not including those destinies, right? All right.
Nope.
So
No,
15.
I never add them up.
Yeah, you'll cut into the creature and slice across the shoulder a little bit, and it'll let out a strange, like, guttural, almost gritty howl and snarl as it swipes in the area where your lightsaber was. Still blind.
Yeah.
It does technically get an attack of opportunity from this, but you are considered concealed from it, so it'll have -5 to this attempt. Let me double check. Okay. So this would be only +3. And it misses wildly.
Okay.
And then I've got great news on you. You ready to hear it?
Oh God, there's more.
As you move around this corner to get away from your foe, you see another one prowling forward, its grin wide as it licks its chops.
Oh my God. Okay.
But it will not act till the next round. But now you know it's there.
Okay.
That power lasts until the start or the end of that turn, right?
Yep. Now it's no longer blind.
So as the debris clears from its eyes, it looks around at where you were, sniffs the air, and then turns and sees you moving the other direction. And then it kind of twitches its tail, its twin split tail angrily, and begins galloping towards you. And pounces.
Great.
Okay. Does a 23 hit?
No.
Then you will deftly move out of the way as it swipes and catches dirt, picking up a big chunk of the soil and flinging it across the valley. And then it goes back to you.
Great. Okay. I am now going to move object. One of these creatures against the other.
Well, that's rude.
So I am move object. No modifiers.
Of course it's a 36. Why wouldn't it be? Colossal. Okay, that's so it shouldn't be 4 dice less. So that is 5. 7 plus 8 is 15. So you're flinging the bottom one to the north one, or the north one to the bottom one?
Bottom one to the north one, and then they should move back, I think, right?
I don't know if it knocks them back, but they both do take damage from this.
Sure.
So the one that you've already injured hits the other one and lets out a howl as they tumble into each other, and they both kind of like shake their heads and are reeling and like wobbling back to their feet and snarling at each other, almost like they're pissed, like, why'd you do that? Then they both turn and look at you.
Oh my. Okay, I'll use the swift to give myself move object back. And let's see. Okay, and I'll go over here.
All right. You run behind that rock. This Nexu snaps at the other creature, and then it runs forward, jumping on top of this rock, and then down to here. And it snarls at you menacingly. Doesn't have enough movement to get an attack on you this turn. So it's gonna double its movement to kind of block off this exit here. And then his companion is going to run around to here and is going to swipe at you.
Okay.
Surely a 25.
25 does hit, but I am going to do Force Shield. Is Force Shield just for damage, or is Force Shield hit?
I think it's for damage. Hold on, let me see.
I think it's damage. Yeah.
You create a bubble of energy around yourself, protecting you from harm.
Yeah.
It's
Okay,
basically a
go
shield
ahead.
rating. Yeah.
Okay. Go ahead and roll damage. I'll use my Force Shield left.
Okay. Oops. So that is 1d4 plus 8. Wait, that's not right.
Sounds way too harsh.
No, that is right. 1d4 plus 7. The bite's 1d6. So it swipes you for 9 damage.
I will use Force Shield.
All right. Shield
Natural
rating of
20. That means I get all my powers back. Let's go.
Wow. Okay.
So my DC is 30. Well, DC 30 means my shield rating is 20, so I will make sure to subtract 9 from 20.
I mean, you don't have to do that. You just don't take any damage. Until those.
No, because this is ongoing. So yeah.
Well, no, it says till the start of your next turn.
Yeah, but yeah, that's right. It's only one person.
Which is like now. But yeah, so the way shields work usually is if they don't deal. So for this case, you got a shield rating of 20. If they don't deal 20 to you, they just deal nothing. If they deal more than 20 to you, you take whatever that difference is and then lower your shield rating by 5 down to 15. So it depletes over time. But in this case, yeah, you just take nothing, and the creature is confused. It was sure it had its prey right in its claw, but its hand scrapes against something seemingly not there.
Well, I know this is going to be shocking, but I'm going to move object again.
Yes, and you're starting to get the sense that these creatures are very dangerous, probably more dangerous than anything you've encountered on your own before. Go ahead and do your move object. You would roll a 20,
Okay.
get everything back instantly.
I'm gonna object. I'm gonna use a force point to increase max size. Oh no, I can't do. Oh, if I do max size and I deal 1 extra 2d6 of damage, right? So I can do that, even though I.
Good God.
So it's add plus 8 damage.
So that should be 7, 7, 14 plus 8. It's 22. Oh, God. All right. So you fling bottom to top? Or top, bottom. Okay.
Yeah.
So he will fling into him. They will both take that damage. The one you slashed earlier is now bloodied. So he hits the other one so hard that it actually like opens a gash up on his face and like one of his teeth has fallen out. And he looks pretty pissed.
Okay, I will use my Swift to get move object back. No.
All right, so this one is going to... Oh, go ahead.
Nope, just moving it.
This one's going to hop up on the rock. And it's going to let out a weird warbling sound that kind of echoes through the canyon, and then it's going to hop down to here. And then this one's going to run to there. It has reach, so it can swing at you. And that's what it's going to try to do. But I don't get the pounce this time. 23 does not hit. So it goes back to you.
Can I run around? Can I, like, because now I have a straight arrow, can I just dash? Use, like, completely move forward?
Well, you know that this creature has reach now, so you're technically within its reach. So if you try to move away, it does get an attack on you.
Yeah, but I can always use my reaction to, like, force shield.
You could? Is that what you want to try to do?
Yeah, because I mean, like, is it possible to escape this fight, or, like, am I not able to? Like, if I'm looking around, because I know, like, right now I'm only seeing this, like, small box. I know these people are really hard. These creatures are really hard to beat. I'm concerned he's calling more friends. So, you know, I'm assuming what he's doing, because he didn't try to attack me. So the smart thing to do would be to hightail it out of here.
So logically, you would know so far that these things seem to move faster than you.
Okay.
So you think if it came down to a foot chase, they would eventually catch you. Whether or not you can engineer something in that time is another question.
Okay, all right. So then in that situation, I'm gonna swing this to that one. Again.
These poor creatures have no idea what the hell's going on. Go ahead and roll another move object.
Okay, I'm gonna use one of my... No, I'm not gonna use the first part. Oh my god! Natural 20!
How?
Let's go!
How?
Natural 20! I get my stuff back again.
Oh my god.
Thank you.
My life, man. Wait. That was a natural 20.
It wasn't my thing. Hold on, I'll show you what I have. I don't know why it doesn't show that, but it's a natural 20 on mine. I don't
That's
know
weird.
Why it doesn't show it was natural 20.
Yeah, it came up a 10 for me, and you rolled a 28.
I sent you what I saw.
Oh, that's really weird. So I guess the visual dice glitched on you? I don't know.
All right, well, that's fine. It's only one Farseeing token, so.
Yeah, that's, wait, you used a Farseeing?
No, I'm just saying, like, the natural 20 would have given me back one Farseeing.
Yeah. Oh, gotcha. All right, so that 4, 5, 5. Would be only one dice less, so 5. That would be 14. All right. So you fling this one into this one. They hit each other again. This one is looking really rough now. It's like kind of wobbly and like it's been thumped around several times. Not pleased, but still not down yet.
Okay.
Anything else?
All right. Yep, I'm moving over here. Hold on.
All right.
Hold on. Actually, hold on. I'm gonna move somewhere else. Because I don't want them to charge at me. So. Here. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
All right, this one, which has yet to even get to try to hit you because it's constantly running every round, is going to do that again. It's going to leap up here, climb down the side of this rock, and then come down here and snarl at you.
Okay.
This one is going to come over to this side.
I did use a Farseeing token to give my move object back.
Got it. So this one's going to move down here. It will get just in range that it can swipe at you. This one went down on the condition track one, so I need to do -1 on this, and it does not get pounce. Plus, so that would be 6.
Nope.
24 will not hit. So it claws at you, but hits the rock that you're hiding behind and snarls viciously. And then you begin to hear more snarling over the cliff face. And a sinking feeling just kind of appears in like your gut. You just like, oh no, that sounds like even more of them.
Yeah, that's what I figured was going to happen. That's why I wanted to run away.
And then from over here, you hear another sound. A really large, kind of guttural, deep-throated, bestial sound. It sounds like something that's even bigger and nastier than these creatures. Give me a perception check.
Please don't fuck it up. 22.
You can see that both of these creatures sort of like instinctually react and look at each other, and you get a sense of like there's a fight or flight moment passing here, and they might be about to flee.
Okay. All right. Okay. Can I just use my movement? Okay. Can I go around like outside of the map by 1 square so he doesn't hit me, and then just hightail it out of here?
So technically this other side of the map is going to have cliff face. You just can't see it. But there is about 2 squares worth of room, so you could move up and out 2 squares and start heading north if you wanted.
Yep, that's my plan. So I'll do it outside.
So you could move up to like here and be outside of its range of swiping you.
Yeah. And here. 6.
I know what you're referring to, Velrock, okay? I know. God.
All right. Okay. My plan is to just run really, really far away. I didn't hear it. What did you hear?
It's something I said. Just don't worry about it. These 2 creatures, again, they look at each other and they both leap onto this cliff face, climb up and scutter over the top. And then you see a shadow appearing over in this area over here. A big elongated shadow, and this bestial sound happens again. Oh, come on.
I can't hear you. And you... Okay, there we go. Now you're back. And then what? Okay, never mind. You left.
I hate when it does that.
Okay, there was a shadow, and then what?
A big elongated shadow, and then you hear that bestial sound again.
Okay.
And instinctively, you look over in that direction, and then the shadow, the creature that's causing the shadow, appears. And it's a small bipedal creature with a cloak over it and a staff, and it's got a furry paw up like this, and the sound is coming from its hood. But it sounds like something that would be much, much larger than it is. And then, wait, am I muted?
And then what?
Am I muted?
No, like you froze for a moment.
Oh, okay. I don't know what's going on there. But the creature pulls back its hood, and you see a familiar face, kind of. You see this.
Aw, that's so cute.
So you see this creature walking towards you, and it puts up kind of like a paw cautiously as if I'm not going to harm you, and it smiles. Um, and then it speaks to you, and it says, "You sing well for someone who thinks their path is still unwritten, but this place reads you like an open book. You should be more careful."
I did try to be careful and I slipped down the mountain.
Yes, the deserts are treacherous to those who do not understand them. Why are you here, child? You are not from this place.
Here on a quest by my master. Master, whatever Jedi name, whatever her name is.
Master Denia, yeah.
Master Dinia.
A quest.
Yeah, she said this is a path that all Padawan must take when becoming a Jedi.
Oh, you are a Jedi. Yes. What did you come here to seek? Tell me.
Um, did she tell me I'm here for the crystal?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I'm here to find make my own lightsaber. It's a rite of passing.
That it is. I have seen many Padawan come this way. Some succeed, some fail. The crystals don't just power sabers, child. They judge. They hum with memory and pain. Best you be ready when they sing to you, hmm? And he kind of like taps you with his staff, as if emphasizing his point.
I will be ready.
Hmm. I have guided many along this path. I cannot take the journey for you, but I can help show you the way.
That
Would
would
you
be much
like?
appreciated.
Very well. You may call me Turret.
Nice to meet you. I am Anya.
A pleasure to meet you, Anya. I hope that our meeting is not only just this one time, and that, unlike some Padawans, you return alive. Now, this way. You must have got turned around in the sandstorm. This is not the right direction.
Oh, I had a feeling.
And yeah, Turret's going to begin leading you in a different path through the valleys here. I don't actually know that I showed you kind of what this planet looks like. Let me give you a little image real quick. I do think it is cool to see. Well, I thought I had an image. Maybe I did. Oh yeah, here it is. Handout. Oops. Jedha. So this is kind of what the environment looks like a little bit.
Oh, that looks pretty cool.
Um, so even though it's a little bit arid, it is got its own ancient kind of beauty to it. And as you are traveling with Turret, give me a perception check to see what you notice about him.
Me too.
So you notice a couple of things about Turret. One, his walking stick is made of some sort of hardened material, but the end of it kind of wraps around a rather unique looking, very clear crystal. Um, he also wears what looks like some old robes, very similar to that of Jedi Padawans and Jedi Order that you've seen in the past. Though he does not seem to carry any lightsaber, and occasionally you see his fur shift in color ever so slightly, depending on what's going on in the moment.
Can I tell if they're force sensitive?
Yeah, use the force check. Yes, this is a force sensitive being.
Okay. I will ask, are you a Jedi? I can tell you're force sensitive.
No, child, I am no Jedi. I am just a wanderer, a guide, a friend.
I appreciate you helping me out.
It is the least I can do. Your trial will be hard enough without the Nexu eating you alive.
That is accurate. Um, any words of wisdom I can take with me in the trials would be appreciated.
Each Padawan's trial is their own. As we come to the various stops along your journey, if I have any advice that I can impart, I will. But until we cross such a milestone, I have little to offer you, except to remember your teachings. The Padawans who did always seem to come out for the better.
Okay. You want to tell me about yourself as we're walking?
What would you
Have
want to
you
know?
have you always lived here?
I have lived here a long time, but not always. I have been here on Jedha, though, for decades. I meditate on the echoes of the kyber crystals. I believe they speak to the worthy and help shape destiny.
Have they said anything about the current state of affairs? It with most of the Jedi's being destroyed and persecuted. Um, have they talked anything about how the Force, will be balanced once again?
The crystals speak not in the way of words, yet you can understand them all the same if you know how. I have only heard them sing woe since the Jedi have fallen. But there are moments of hope that rings amongst their chorus. Whether or not you are a part of that hope will remain to be seen. I've seen many fail their tests due to unworthy intentions. Let's hope yours are pure.
I'm sure I will pass the tests.
And as he is leading you, you come to sort of a windswept outcrop. And in the middle of it, there is an ancient looking statue of what appears to be a hooded Jedi figure. It's covered in some sort of strange plant like growth, but it is intact and has a carving of what looks like a kyber crystal embedded in his palm. Ah, an ancient guardian. It's been silent for years, waiting for the right seeker. Listen closely, and perhaps you will hear its word.
Okay. I will approach and meditate to try to reach out to the guardian.
All right, so this will be a use the force check. So you feel like the statue is somehow resisting you, perhaps testing you. Make this check at a -10.
My goodness. Okay. So rude. Come on, dice. Do not fail me
Looking for
now.
the worthy. Wow.
29.
Good lord. With a
I
minus
am
10.
worthy. At a minus 10.
Jesus. You feel sort of a kind of reverberation coming from the statue, and it seems to be sort of centered on that crystal. And you feel a compulsion, an urge to place your hand upon it.
Okay. I will reach out and place my hand on it.
When you do, you close your eyes instinctively, and everything behind your eyelids is just like a pure white. And there's sort of like this tinny, almost tinnitus type sound ringing in your ears as you hear um, a voice that is not a voice in your mind that you seem to understand, but it says, "To find the shard that shapes your fate, seek the cave past the twin-spired gate, where the sun meets frost and winds don't speak, and shadows cast, the crystal speaks."
Can you write that in chat, please?
Yes.
There's no way I'm going to remember that.
Okay. Yeah, let me put that in chat for you.
Okay. To find the shard that shapes your fate, seek the cave past the twin-spired gate. Okay, so where sun meets frost and winds don't speak in shadows cast. Okay, I'm assuming that's inside the cave. Winds don't speak. It must be like inside the cave because then there's no wind. Sun meets frost. Must be like normal weather, maybe. Not too hot, not too cold. Average, maybe type of like contained type of weather, perhaps, or perhaps it is a location where the sun shines through and makes it warmer. In shadows cast, the crystal speaks. So it must be in a dark shadow. That's where the crystal will shine, perhaps. Okay. Maybe through the sun. All right. Okay. I will open my eyes and I will say I was able to hear the guidance. I think I
And
will
what
make
did it tell you,
it.
child?
It told me that to find the shard, I need to find a cave that is located past a twin spired gate. I'll look around. I don't see one right now. Um, and then when the sun meets frost and the winds don't speak in the shadows, the crystal speaks. Must be inside a cave somehow.
Make me it's a survival check.
Great. Because those went so well. Oh, apparently this one did. 28.
Good lord, your dice. So you look around, and from the way that you enter this valley, there seems to be three different ways the valley goes that lead in different directions on Jedha. And you see some various structures, and I will. Oh, this is connected. I really fucking hate this thing.
Oh no. Okay, now you're moving again. No, don't leave. Okay. All right. So there's three different ways.
Um, yeah. So there's three different ways you can see to go. I'm gonna read them to you. Um, so with this success on your check, this is probably going to be pretty straightforward. Um, and you see some distinct landmarks that look like they could be worth investigating. You see what looks like off in the distance, miles away, a big crater. And there's some like a remnant of the force in that crater. And in a different direction, you see what looks like a valley full of peaks and spires. And there's some sort of glinting in the sun, like there's perhaps some sort of metallic object there or formation there that is catching the sun. You can't make out what it is because the light is glinting off it in such a way. And then in the other one, you see what appears to be sort of a darker road, and there are some clouding over there, and there is what looks like a twin spire of peaks in that direction. Do any of those catch your interest?
Oh my god. Okay. Um. So okay. So the second one you said has something metallic, but so then the twin spire gate. Did I see it in the darker one, or does it look like it might be on the second path?
There are many spires in the second path. The third path, there is only one set of twin spires.
Okay.
And there does seem to be kind of like a darkened area between them. It, if
Okay.
you looked at it, it would probably remind you of a gate. I have an image of it. I can show you.
Yeah.
Um, I'm gonna rename.
Oh, well, then that seems like the place.
It does seem obvious since you have the words from the statue that probably might be what they're indicating.
Yeah.
So if you concur with that, you let Turret know.
Yep.
All right. The Turret nods and says, "Very well. I have seen many go this way. I will guide you. Follow me." He will pull up his hood and begin guiding you through the valley.
Okay. I will follow.
When you get there, probably about, we'll say 30 minutes or so later, you finally see the spires in person, and they are two massive, like skyscraper tall spires. Um, and the way the sun hits them, no matter what side it hits it from, there always seems to be sort of a darkening in the middle of them. Now that you're closer, you can see that embedded in the hill between them, there is a spiraling walkway that leads up to its center, and there's a cave that is hidden in kind of the dark center between it.
Okay. It looks like this is the cave that the guide mentioned.
Yes. Do you intend to go in, child?
It says, seek the cave. We found the cave where sun meets frost and winds don't speak. What is the wind situation in this situation?
There is no wind in this valley. It seems to be in such a place that if there were winds, they would probably go over the top of it. It's just shielded from the wind.
Okay, so where sun meets frost, I'm assuming it's because of this shadows. On winds don't speak, there is no winds. In shadows cast, the crystal speaks. I think I have to go inside the cave.
Very well. In that case, Anya, no more steps can be shared between us. Beyond this point, the cave offers nothing but reflection. What you find inside is only what you carry with you.
Okay.
Be safe, and I hope you find what you're looking for.
Thank you. And I hope to see you soon.
He bows and then begins to walk away in a different direction.
Okay. I'll walk into the cave.
As you step into the cave, you feel an overwhelming sense of a dark presence wash over you for a moment. It sends a chill down your spine, and you can see kind of on the edges of the cave, there's a thin layer of what appears to be sort of a crystalline frost. But once you pass through the barrier of the cave, that feeling of cold and the frost itself seems to no longer be present, although that lingering taste of the dark side still is on the back of your tongue.
Okay.
You'll also notice that every sound you make in here seems to be amplified. You are in a cavern that has crystals in like every like nook and cranny, and they seem to reverberate sound. So every step you take, every like piece of gravel you kick seems to almost echo louder than it normally would.
I will stop moving and listen for the crystal. Do I hear the crystal speaking to me?
Make a use the force check.
36.
No, you don't. You definitely don't. In fact, this is the wrong cave. Oh my god. Yes, you do. You hear what you can only describe as singing in your mind, a crystalline sound that is language without words, and it without telling you in so many words that there you should continue forward. You feel as though that is the case, and like you know which direction you should proceed.
I will follow the singing voice in my head.
I'm going to bring you to a map.
Okay.
Oops. Find where my damn roll 20 screen went. Okay, there we go. Oops, those aren't. You're supposed to be. Where are you?
Uh,
Anya. Boom. Here we go. Um, and when you step into this part of the cave, there are still crystals like on the sides of the wall and thing like that. Oh, let me move this down so check and see it. And there is what appears to be a pool of frigid water, in kind of a basin, at the center of what looks like a stairway leading into a deeper cave and two ancient Jedi statues. Um, and in the middle of this water is a crystal formation. And that singing, that resonating sound that was in your mind seems to be reverberating from somewhere in that crystalline mass.
I will reach out to the crystal using the force to connect my mind with it.
The connection remains strong. Singing remains strong. You're positive it's somewhere inside of that massive crystal. You will need to go retrieve it and carve it out, if it is indeed the correct crystal you are looking for.
Okay, explain to me the water.
It is unusually clear looking, considering the deep and dark and kind of dust filled environment that it's in. And you haven't touched it yet, but something about it says to you cold or frigid. You suspect it will be cold to the touch.
Mm. The crystal is coming out of the water, or is it like on top of the water?
It is a crystal
Like,
formation that is coming out of the water and protruding to the surface.
okay. Uh, is it possible to move a chunk, break a chunk of the crystal using move object?
If you believe there might be some loose formations in there, possibly, but usually something rooted down into the ground, you would not be able to move object on.
Okay. Can I go around this and explore and look at the crystal to see if there's any potential loose crystals?
Yeah, give me a. Do you have life sciences? Probably not, right?
Uh, no, it's not checked.
So give me a perception check then at call it a -7.
Okay. 15.
Right, so you go around this pool, just trying to get an idea if there might be some loose crystal in here or anything else you need to worry about. You don't see anything stirring in the formation or the water, and you don't see anything that strikes you as being loose or laying down like it's fallen off the formation somehow. From your point of view, it seems like it's a pretty sturdy formation, probably rooted underneath the water.
All right. Um, are there actually like loose rock around here? 'Cause I see little like circles. I don't know. Is
Yeah,
this
yeah, there's some
completely
rocks.
empty?
There's some rocks.
Okay. I will grab a little pebble and throw it at the water. What happens?
A pebble hits the water and it causes a ripple in the very still surface, and it sinks to the bottom. Other than that, the water goes back to being still.
Okay. Um, is there something? Is there a big enough rock? If I could, I don't want to like break these statues, but is there a big enough rock that I could make as a bridge to get to the crystal? To put like here, like a big
Yeah,
boulder.
there's probably a rock that you could do that with. Yeah, you could use a move object on it. And if you get at least a rating of large, you could move it into the water and create sort of a big humped bridge.
Okay.
Not humped like
Oh,
sand humped, but like camel humped.
so like not chrysanth hump. Got it.
Yes, exactly.
All right.
You're gonna kill me with Jedha says.
Be fine. I didn't see what it rolled. There you go, large.
22 is good enough. That's for a large object. So the rock kind of like shifts and a few pebbles fall off of it, and then you lift it through the air and then set it slowly down in the water, creating a land bridge.
Okay. I will then go up on the land bridge.
I don't really have a. Yeah, you could just draw that there. That's fine.
Yeah, I can do it
Um,
there.
I can't even grab that. That's um, yeah. You go there, and you are now at the crystal formation, and the singing sound is now stronger in your mind. And you're looking at the crystals. You know it's one of them, but you need to concentrate just a little bit more to find the correct.
Okay. I will concentrate more to find the correct one.
So give me a use the force check at -5. Not that that's going to hinder you.
Okay, -5. Roll. Oh,
Oh,
fail.
maybe
16.
for once it did hinder you. All right, so
Hmm.
you are trying to concentrate on it, and you can't seem to just pin down what exact crystal it is that's calling to you, and you're very
Wait,
focused on
could
this.
I see? Could I use though another foreseen token? I really don't want to fail this.
Sure.
Okay. You're making me go through my foreseen tokens. Hold on.
I'm not making you do anything. Damn.
Yeah, 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 yeah. Okay. 18. Okay, at least it's a little
Unfortunately,
bit better.
that still fails.
Oh,
Um,
fuck. Okay.
so same result. You're concentrating really hard, trying to figure out which exact crystal it is, and you're very
Shit.
focused on it.
I should have used the force point. Oh well.
And while you're focused on this, you don't see that the water next to you begins to ripple slightly, and some spectral hands begin to reach out and pull themselves onto the rock. Um, and then when you finally realize, "Ah, I can't figure out which one this is," and you kind of unfocus, you look around, and the scene around you has changed a little bit.
Shit.
You see the shadows of what appear to be all of the former Padawans that you used to train with. before they got slaughtered by Anakin. And they're in various states of decay and ruin, and they look sort of spectral, and they start sneering at you and begin reaching out for you, all saying your name in unison.
Okay. And then move off the rock, or are we going into initiative?
We are going to go into initiative.
Great.
Eh, Good God. Well, it doesn't matter. They're all going to basically get after you. Uh, all right. So you have first action as you see these specters appear.
Gonna move out. 1, 2. Okay, so my lightsaber is already out and turned on. That's what I was using to see and what I was gonna use to cut the crystal. So move to. What should I do?
Oh, and yeah, you notice those specters also have lightsabers as well. I have some art for them.
Oh my god. Okay, that's disturbing. Okay.
They all shout,
Uh,
Anya, Anya.
great. Great. Oh. Right. Let me see. Um. Okay. I'm gonna go over here. Hold on. No. Gonna go over here. I'm gonna attack this one. I will. Okay, I know what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna blind the top one, and I will spend force point to make it a free action.
Okay.
Yeah, 36 again.
All right. So you kicked up a storm of debris and crystal and dust at the creature. You notice that it seems to be largely unaffected by this.
Oh no. Oh, well, good thing I didn't waste my action on that. Alright, I will try to stab this one.
Okay. Yep, that'll hit. So you swing with your lightsaber, and the spectral figure tries to parry your attack with its lightsaber, and it does successfully do so, but the tip of your lightsaber still kind of cuts through its shoulder slightly, causing some of the spectral form to wisp away into the darkness, but the creature is still active.
So does it have like reduction or like a force shield?
Narratively, I'm just saying that you did damage to it, but you haven't made it bleed yet, so that's just what happened narratively.
Okay.
Anything else?
No.
All right. This one's going to float over to you. It's going to use the Force. It will spend a Force token to make this a free action instead of a swift. It's going to use blind as well. Yes. Did it roll?
I don't see it.
The number didn't show up, but it's just because I put the 17. I have no idea why that number didn't show up. All right, let me do the math in my head real quick. That would be 9. I think that's a 24. Does that beat your reflex defense?
No.
All right, so you are not considered flat-footed, and you do not. The other creatures are not concealed from you, but the debris cloud does go into your face, and you see that these things also have the blind power. And then it will swing a lightsaber at you.
Okay.
Oops. Does a 28 hit?
Are you attacking with my stuff?
Yeah, I modified it to their stats, though. I don't have a sheet for them, so I borrowed your stats.
Do they have a lightsaber +1?
No, so you can see in the roll I modified it, so it should be 3 less, -2 compared to your stat, and I also took out the +1, so ignore the name.
Okay. All right.
And the damage should be 1 less also. So 16.
I'm gonna do shield.
All right, go ahead and roll it out. Good God, your rolls. Damage reduction 10. So that would reduce that to 6. So you only take 6 damage, and your shield rating goes down to 5.
Okay. It goes down by 5, not to 5, correct?
Yeah, so your shield reduction was 10, so if it goes down by 5, it goes to 5. So same thing. But all right, so you only take the 6 from that, and the ghostly image again calls out your name in pained and angry anguish. This one's going to float on over, and it will also attack. Oops, wrong sheet. -3. 24 will not hit, right?
Correct.
Okay. So it tries to swing at you and it fails. This one's going to hover over here and it is going to use the blind horsepower. Oops. I keep opening the wrong sheet. Did it again. Wait, no, this time it showed
Oh,
it.
there you go.
17,
Nope.
which is also less, so you are again not blinded. And then this
Okay.
last one will just swing its lightsaber at you. Lightsaber -3. 21 will not hit you. Goes back to you.
Okay. So they are doing exactly the same thing that I did them. They use
So-
blind and they use the lightsaber that I use on.
They do have lightsabers, and they do appear to have the blind force power.
What are they saying? Just like they're just calling my name.
Yes, and they seem to be scared and angry, and they know you. They remember you.
Okay. So they're scared and angry. Can I use the force to help them calm down? And like just because I'm assuming that maybe if I connect with them by using the force and by talking to them, maybe they won't be so afraid about what happened. So like Anya will call them by their name of who they were when they were alive. And just try to communicate with them. Try to give them peace.
Okay. And are you doing this at the... So are you keeping your lightsaber out and talking to them, or are you trying to, like, put it away and defuse?
I'm putting my lightsaber away. And so I'll swift action turn it off. Move action, put it away. And then try to talk to them and reach out to them in peace. To like I'll basically tell them like you don't have to be afraid anymore. You're okay. You were buried and you're appeased. You're not in pain anymore. Help me help you move on.
All right. So she put her lightsaber away and started talking in the middle of a lightsaber fight. So this is where Anya's going to die, folks. Give me a use the force check.
Okay, I'm gonna use a force point. One of my real force points. 6.
Skeletor voice. Wow, Keaton.
Oh, the dice are not rolling. That's what's going on. 44.
Oh, that's weird. So the dice stopped. Maybe roll 20 is just being a freak tonight. Good God, a
Yeah.
44?
Yes.
Oh my God. All right. Yeah. So you reach out with the force and you attempt to calm them and bring peace to the situation. And as you put your lightsaber away, the specters deactivate their lightsabers and put theirs away as well. and they all gather around you and then sit cross-legged on the floor, and their skeletal faces become more human or alien, depending on the Padawan. Um, and you recognize the young faces that you had trained with so long ago. And as you tell them that you're at peace, these memories, they don't hurt you anymore. This pain is buried and there is hope and all this stuff that you're saying. They seem to pay attention, and then their faces all become your face for a moment, as if you're
Oh,
talking to yourself. And then the spirits fade away. And on the crystalline structure, a single piece of crystal kind of tilts forward and falls and then rolls down to the edge of the bridge that you've made.
okay. I will go look at the crystal that rolled past, and I'll grab it in my hand. Trucker Rob just sent a $20 super chat to you, Fed.
Hey, Trucker Rob, good to see you, man. Thank you. I will save that force point for the next real session. I need them. I rarely get them, so thank you. Thank you very much. Good to see you here, dude. Um, see, there's that sound again. I got to figure out why I'm hearing that. Um,
Hmm. Is it like beep, 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 swoosh? Beep, beep, beep,
it goes,
swoosh?
boom, tick, tick, tick,
Oh,
boom,
I
tick,
know what it is.
tick.
I know what it is. It's OBS. So, um, okay, just oh, you guys hear it too? Okay, so do this. So, open because I came across this too. Open your volume mixer.
In OBS.
No, no, open your volume mixer in your computer.
Okay.
Let me just see what I shut down. I'll tell you in a second. Let me open up. Let me open up my OBS. Um, I don't need help with my camera. I know my camera is being used. Okay. Then you see where it says OBS browser page.
Yeah.
Mute only that.
Okay, done.
There you go.
All right. Hopefully that'll do it, and hopefully it doesn't mute you. um,
No.
let's see. I'm gonna take a look. Say something.
Yeah. Hello. 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 Hello.
Yeah. Okay. You're good. Weird. All right.
Yeah.
So we'll see if that happens again.
No, I'm
But
telling
thank you.
you because that happened to me like 2 days ago, and I like was muting different things at once, and that was it. So that's the that it's an OBS thing, it's an OBS alert. The only way to
Weird.
solve it is by closing OBS completely and then restarting it. But you're streaming, you can't do
Yeah.
that.
Can't do that right
So
now. Yeah.
yeah,
Weird.
but that has happened to me in the past too.
I
So
thought I was
it's
going
an OBS.
crazy. I heard that earlier. I was like, what the hell? I was like looking at all my browsers. I was like, I don't see anything.
No, it's
Um,
OBS. You're fine. So
but
leave that there. It doesn't affect anything else. So it's fine.
all right. Well, the crystal rolls to the edge, and now that it's kind of out there in plain view, you know, you can sense that that was the crystal that was singing to you, but the singing stops.
Okay. I will look at it and I will say to the crystal, "Thank you for choosing me," and I will leave.
So you know that you're probably not quite done yet.
Oh, never mind. I
Um,
don't leave.
you have the crystal, but you still have to build the lightsaber. And you can see to the north in this cave, between the two statues, there is a continued path forward.
Okay, I guess I'll go over here and continue forward.
And all right, so you continue forward, and the tunnel begins to narrow, and it begins to shorten, and it gets to the point where you're going to have to crawl, continue forward, into what looks like
Okay.
a very like tight space.
Hmm.
Um, so I'm going to need, if you are going to proceed forward, an acrobatic check to navigate this kind of tight corridor.
25.
Your rolls never cease to amaze.
Why
Yeah,
are the dice like not rolling?
I don't know. It seems to have stopped, but I don't want to change anything
Yeah,
and mess anything up.
me neither. Let's just keep going. That's fine.
So you kind of push through, and it is still a tight squeeze, regardless of how high your roll is. Like your robes keep catching on something. Oh, we did get a force point, didn't we? I did promise Keaton. So as you're going, part of your clothing catches on a jagged piece of the thing, and it tears away kind of the midriff of your clothing a little bit, um, giving you sort of the Padme midriff exposure from Attack of the Clones. But luckily, unlike Padme, you don't get clawed on the stomach, so you're not bleeding. Um,
God.
and you proceed forward and step out into a different cave. Sans a little bit of clothing, but otherwise unharmed. You are hoping the next Nexu would get her? I mean, there's still time. There's still time. Um, let's put you out here.
Okay. So I'm assuming this is a table.
Yeah, so you see an ancient altar when you crawl out, and behind it is a single crystal. Um, and you get the feeling that this is a sacred place where many Padawan before you have come to do their final test of building their lightsaber.
Okay. I will move forward.
You have all the other pieces you need. Master Denia had provided them to you. The only thing missing was your crystal, which now you're going to have to attune.
Okay.
So you can place the pieces out on the altar, and then kind of like meditating with the force, the pieces will levitate into the air and begin to rotate into position slowly, ever so slowly, kind of inching towards each other, and they're going to get to like the perfect formation before they close and seal. Um, and you are tuning to this crystal the entire time this is happening. So go ahead and make me your use the force check for building a lightsaber. Um, and we'll go from there.
Okay. 33.
Yeah, so you have no problem doing this. The crystal naturally resonates with you um, as they come together, and as they're starting to come closer, the crystal begins to shift in color. I think you said you wanted it to be green,
Yeah.
representing your desire to be diplomatic and seek answers through the force and through mastery of the force, not just through your lightsaber itself. And you see the crystal turn from that clear color that it was to a shade of green right before all the parts clasp together, and then with a hissing click, seal, making your lightsaber. And you
I
reach
will grab.
out and grab it.
Yep. Yep. I reach out and grab it.
You feel a connection with this lightsaber, unlike the previous one you had, though it was special, having belonged to your master. This one feels like it's yours, like it was made for you, that it's connected to you in some deeper spiritual way, and that it will serve you better than your masters ever could in your journeys to come. Give me a use the force check. -5.
Okay. In that case, I'm gonna use a force point. Okay. So a 1. I learned my lesson for the last time. 40.
Good God.
Jesus.
You instantly feel danger in the force, and before the creature makes itself known, you know it's there, and you turn instinctively, your new lightsaber hissing to life reflexively as a strange, twisted beast emerges from a cluster of crystals over here. I have some art for this thing.
Oh my god.
It
Twisted.
almost looks more crystalline than it does creature at this point, but you feel like it was a creature at some point, just pure raw flesh, and it has somehow been twisted in its life down here in the caves. and it snarls and snaps its jaws as it predatorily begins to hunt you. And the force stirring within you tells you that this is not an illusion. This is not something similar to what you just faced. This is just a predator, and it is hunting, and is perhaps an unexpected first trial with your new weapon.
Okay.
Roll into initiative. Good God. You will be going first.
Right. I am going to do.
No, Keaton. She's already got her lightsabers in the future. This is her going back in time to see how she got it.
I'm gonna do Force Blast on it. I don't. Okay.
That'll definitely beat its reflex defense, so it takes the full 11. Got it. Pull this thing's stats back. Okay.
Let me see. Hold on. Let me move. Here.
No. No, Keaton.
Okay. There we go. All right, and then I'll use Farstein one to get Force Blast back. Okay.
All right. All right, so this thing has. Got it. All right, it's going to kind of like shake its head and growl, and when it does, like the crystals on it kind of glow with like ethereal kind of blue light, and the creature's going to leap up on top of this thing and then leap over here behind you, and it's going to attack with its claws.
Great. Oh, for the Viking, I do have 2 weapon fighting, so I kind of do need both.
Extra 1d20 plus. Okay. Where's my roll? 15. That is awful. So it swipes at you, but unfortunately does not harm you. And as it gets closer, you can feel like the energy of the crystals around you kind of reverberating off of it. And it sort of dizzies you a little bit. You feel like it affects you in some way. It goes back to your turn.
I am going to. Is this a large creature?
Yes.
I'm going to move object it all the way to the back and hit the wall.
I'm sorry, say that again?
I'm gonna grab it, throw it at the wall as far
Okay.
away as I can.
Ouch. All right, so that'll be 10, 16, 20, 3. All right, so it will get lifted into the air and flung into this wall. You will notice as you do this that you felt a little like off base as you did this, like you had some trouble casting this power. But ultimately it succeeds.
Okay. 6. And I will use my swift to increase my reflex.
All right. The creature lets out a sort of a scratchy growl that echoes across the crystals and reverberates loudly. And as crystals glow, as a free action, it uses the force-powered jump. Uh, 20. Oh, that's not correct. Wait, did it work? Yeah, okay, there it goes. So that means it would get plus 20 to its jump. So yeah, it will leap with unnatural grace over here with a thud next to you, and then it will strike.
Okay. Rude.
But again, does terrible. So it swipes at you, but is unable to actually get you. And again, you feel that strange feeling come over you.
All right.
And originally I wasn't going to say what it is mechanically, but I guess we kind of need to know for the chart of the rolls. So it's -10 to your use the force checks, just so you know.
Oh. Yeah. I'm gonna come over here and then just attack it with my lightsaber. Let me use attack it with that. Can't see. Oh, here we go. 30 for 21 damage.
Yes, that seems very effective. It does not resist your lightsaber blade. And you draw blood on the creature. You see kind of like a dark black liquid mat its fur, and it lets out a pained snarl, but that seems to make it angrier, as if you have unleashed some adrenaline or something.
Okay. And I'll use my swift to
All right. Angered and frenzied. Let me double check what the frenzy does for this thing. Oh shit, where did it go? Bloodied, +2 attack. And a bonus action. Okay. So it's gonna take 2 swipes at you, both at -5. But it gets +2 from the frenzy.
Huh?
That'll be +9 each one.
Said a -5.
Yeah, so it's got +2 from the frenzy,
Oh.
-5 from the multi-attack, which brings it to +9. So the first one will miss, and I'm sure the second one will miss too, because that's how I roll. Oh my god, even worse. So you sense that this thing's pissed, and it's swiping harder and faster, but you're just too fast for it. Probably because you freed up your midsection by getting rid of some of that extra cloth. Something to think about in the future.
Wow.
But you are
Okay.
able to dodge its claws, no problem.
All right. Gonna do the same thing I did before. I'm going to battle strike. So do I have to do battle strike at a -10?
Yes. And you still do amazing. So you get +1 on the attack roll and +10 to the damage. Oh my god, did you crit? I swear to God,
crit!
Sevvy.
50 damage! I crit! What the hell? Oh my god, let's go! Oh my god. That is crazy. Where is the 20? 20 dies. Let's go. We crit.
Well, my specialized monster that was supposed to be good at you is now dead.
Your face is so red.
How would you like to kill it, Sevvy?
Your damage. Yeah.
I
With
don't even
a
know why I try.
-10.
Why do I even try?
Oh god. And
God, dude.
she will like look at it, and then when it seems like it's just kind of like angles his face a little bit like to the side, she will use her lightsaber, twirl around, and then chop off his head.
All right. You chop off its head rolls to the ground, and the ethereal light in its crystals dims, and the body goes still. And as you're standing over it, your new lightsaber aglow and the creature defeated, you feel a sense of calm come over you, like all of the weights of your past have lifted off your shoulders, and you hear in your mind the voice of Master Denia, one of the last lessons she said to you before she sent you on this journey. And she said to you, "Your path is yours, but your light, Anya, your light is ours." And with her words ringing in your mind and your new blade ignited in front of you, you feel like you've completed a major step in your journey.
Like, I renamed my lightsabers green lightsaber and blue lightsaber.
Even in your test rolls, you roll insane. Yeah, I should have seen that coming, John. You're right. I don't know why I even, I thought maybe because there was no other players that perhaps with more rolls she would fail more. But nope, she was actually even worse than usual. So, yeah,
If it makes
yeah.
you feel better, I did go into my like real force points, that we get instead of the.
I don't know that that makes me feel much better. You just crit my boss monster with a second hit of your lightsaber, so I'm not feeling lifted by that information. But thank you for trying. Um,
2 rounds. Okay, maybe let me rephrase it. If it makes you feel better, if this had been Noelle, I would have killed her monster round 1 before they attacked.
that makes me feel marginally better, but not by much.
It
Marginally
happened to
better.
Noelle like 3 times. She was so mad.
She would
In
get so
Mommy's
mad.
mask. She
So
was so
damn
mad.
mad.
She's like, I didn't even get to attack. I didn't get a first round. I didn't even get to attack. I died.
Why do the dice like you so much? I'll never understand.
That was crazy.
Oh my god. So to kind of wrap a little bit, you make the journey back to your ship where Crash is waiting for you. You've got your lightsaber, and you take one last look back at Jedha on the journey you were just on, and everything just feels right. You board your shuttle, the ramp goes up, and it lifts back up to the stars to take you to the resurgence. And then we see the view kind of shift across the valley to a nearby nook where Turret watches from the cliffs. And Turret says to himself, "Another flame in the dark. May she shine where others have fell." And he smiles to himself, pulls up his hood, and turns back into the valley to wait for the time that he has another Padawan, hopefully, to guide on this sacred pilgrimage. And that's a wrap. That is how you got your current lightsaber. What do you think?
That was pretty cool. That was interesting. I was a little bit hesitant to go into potential combat alone without any help whatsoever. Because like, usually I'm relying on Skak and Moravki to deal damage, and for Moss to like boost all of us up, so we're more efficient and effective. So much harder when it's just you.
Yeah, I mean, not that the dice would know that, but it is trickier. Yeah, when the enemies have multiple actions and you've only got your one turn to deal with them. But it still worked out. Pretty clever thinking. I don't know if you just figured out by what the spirits were doing, or if you actually made the connection to what he said before you went in the cave. Um, whatever you
I
bring with
just
you is what you'll face. But
I just figured because they were doing exactly the same thing that I was doing. So I figured, and you said when I asked you, um, like what they were doing, what they were like, you said they were afraid. And that to me speaks to a spirit in a state of unrest, right? And we know that the Jedi definitely are more about peace and, letting go and accepting of whatever happens, including death. So I thought that they might need help passing over, and and then like we have, I think we have fought things before too, where they like when we were in the cave. So maybe like a little bit metagame. When we were in the cave looking for the holocron, we were fighting ourselves too. So
mhm.
it seemed very much the same thing, particularly when like your attacks were called exactly the same as mine. Like I thought, okay, I'm fighting four Anyas here.
Well, that was genuinely just laziness, but
Okay.
yeah,
Well, I
same
thought that
cuts.
was a hit.
No, that was just me. I was like, I could make each individual attack as she does them, or I could just use her sheet and just do the modifiers. That's easier. Um, but yeah, so that turned out well for you, though. You solved it. You got your lightsaber. You survived the Nexu and the deformed beast, and you met a friend who maybe you'll see again in the future someday. Um, but good stuff. We're gonna wrap a little bit early. About 5 minutes here. We'll be done. So, where can they find you? What will you be up to in the very near future?
Yep. Well, you can find me at Legally Sevvy or Sevvy Love over in YouTube or my Twitch and my Kick. Make sure to check them out in my link tree. Thank you, Michaela, for posting them. Um, and I think there's not gonna be, I think, Witcher 3 tomorrow. But you can, just generally find me hanging out, playing games here or in my um other channels. And I think that's, I mean, I don't think there's anything super huge. Oh, I will be at um Kata's stream on Monday, right before, like when we're, because I don't think we have Call Cthulhu. Yeah, we don't have Call Cthulhu.
Oh, you don't?
Moss is out, I
Oh,
think.
I thought he was back by then. Okay, well, then I need
Okay.
to fix that on the
Well,
schedule.
to be determined on Call Cthulhu. We will check with Moss. No matter what, I am not gonna be there for Call Cthulhu. And I think Moss said that he was gonna, I know Moss is out, so I thought he was gonna be out on Monday, but I'm not sure.
Well, we will adjust the schedule if that's the case because I think I put the stream up thinking he was going to be there, but if he's not, I'll fix it.
Hmm.
But good stuff. And I'm Erudi. You can find me here on Moonskull, of course. You can also find me over on our Legend Seeker YouTube channel. That is a tabletop role playing game I'm making for you guys. If you'd like to support that, consider checking out our Patreon. You can support there. Currently, I have a 7-day free trial going on. So if you sign up, you can check out the stuff that we're putting out for 7 days for free. And if you like what you're seeing and would like to support the game and its release, we could really use your help right now. We're getting into a very heavy artwork phase, as well as editor phase, both of which are not cheap. And so we could definitely help use some help getting that bottleneck opened up. So if you're interested in supporting that tabletop role playing game, please consider it. And as far as me, you won't see me again until next week. I think I'm on Wednesday After Dark this week, so you'll see me on Wednesday After Dark this coming Wednesday. Um, one more thing I was going to say. Oh, and I just looked. We are at 7,280 subscribers. So the comments and likes are really helping, guys. Uh, you guys did like a big comment bomb on like 2 of our episodes, and that really seemed to give us a boost for like a good week and a half. So consider doing that as well. When the stream ends, go leave a like, leave 3 comments, leave one of your own, reply to somebody, and reply to somebody's reply. If you do that, you're helping us go a long way towards getting put out there for the channel to grow, as well as give benefits to these guys. Because when you cross certain thresholds, they do get perks for you guys being so responsive and supportive. I think that's it. So, without any further ado, take it easy, guys, and we will talk to you later. Bye, guys.